To answer the question in the thumbnail, no, the Ninja Master Sword is still the only F tier sword and shield and my opinion has not changed at all. So then, why am I making another Ninja Master Sword video? Well, recently I was surprised to see that my Truth About the Ninja Master Sword video was still receiving comments, even though the video is over a year old at this point. And a handful of these comments are critiques and arguments against my video. So in this video, I will address a few of these comments, both new and old. But before that, let's summarize what I said in my Truth About the Ninja Master Sword video. In the beginning, I claimed that the Ninja Master Sword is the worst sword and shield in the game due to its low attack, blue sharpness, lack of a level 2, 3, or 4 decoration slot, and poor rampage slot. I also claimed that the weapon was a scam due to its base 100% affinity, which in reality doesn't matter because of how weak the other stats are. I then took 2 attack focused builds, one using the Lunatic Rose, and one using the Ninja Master Sword, calculated their effective raw, and compared them. I then concluded that the Lunatic Rose build was about 18% stronger than the Ninja Master Sword build. And to demonstrate this difference in effective raw, I showed speedruns using each build. And the results were that the Lunatic Rose finished the quest in 58 seconds, while the Ninja Master Sword finished in 1 minute and 13 seconds, a difference of 15 seconds. Now that leads me into the first comment here. OMG, 15 seconds faster. Ninja Sword is unusable. This to me seems very passive-aggressive, but even if it wasn't, I never once claimed that the Ninja Master Sword was unusable. As a matter of fact, at the beginning of the video I stated that you can use any weapon in the game and still have plenty of success. However, the Ninja Master Sword is just not a good weapon. I also want to point out the 15 seconds. The point of those runs was to compare the damage between the two builds. I even state this in the video. Even in speedruns, there's still plenty of variance between each run, such as the monster's HP, Palamutes RNG, and my own execution, so the time difference doesn't really matter. What mattered was the difference in damage. And dealing less damage will result in longer hunts on average, which is not a good thing. Let's suppose that using the Ninja Master Sword results in about a 20% longer hunt than using the Lunatic Rose. Then a 10-minute fight with the Lunatic Rose becomes a 12-minute fight with the Ninja Master Sword. That's 2 extra minutes of the monster attacking you. And as a result, this increases the chance that you cart or even fail the quest. Additionally, dealing more damage will also help you with flinching more frequently, breaking parts, toppling monsters faster, and preventing curio bombs. Now you might be thinking, well, with the Ninja Master Sword, I have more room to build for defensive skills since I already have 100% affinity, so it doesn't matter if I do less damage on paper. Overall, I will still outdamage a more DPS focused build since I won't take as much damage, and hence I won't have to waste time healing or carting. Let's address that by looking at this comment. See, I get it, but it just works. It's so simple, so easy to use, no handicraft, no protective polish, no crit eye. My set has attack boost 7, crit boost and offensive guard plus defiance, defense boost and divine blessing. There's more too. Point is, it's comfy, it deals good damage, and works pretty well against afflicted mons too. Now I replied with a pretty bold claim, stating that you can make a set that's just as comfy and deals more damage if you switch to the Lunatic Rose. Well, now is a better time than ever to test that claim. Can I make a build using the Lunatic Rose that has the same armor skills mentioned in the comments and still outdamage a build using the Ninja Master Sword? The specific rules are as follows. I cannot use uncomfortable attack skills like Dereliction, Bloodlust, or Mail of Hellfire. Both builds must include Defense Boost 7, Crit Boost 3, Offensive Guard 3, Defiance 5, and Divine Blessing 3. Those are the mentioned skills in the comments at their respective maximum levels, with the exception of Attack Boost. I must use Master's Touch for the Lunatic Rose build to make the sharpness comparisons more fair. And as for the curious weapon crafting goes for each weapon, I will assume that they are both maxed out, with the Lunatic Rose having 4 levels of attack boost and 1 level of status boost, and the Ninja Master Sword having 3 levels of attack boost and an upgrade to the Rampage decoration slot. This is because in the calculations, I will be including the anti-species Rampage decoration damage boost, so 3 attack boost plus upgrading to a level 2 decoration will optimize the Ninja Master Sword's damage. Now, as usual, I'll leave a link to all these builds in the description of this video. So here's the Ninja Master Sword build. The charm I'm using has Agitator 3 with 2 level 3 slots, and I'll be using this charm for both of these builds. And here are the armor skills. It has all the required skills, plus attack boost 7, plus some more comfort skills like stun resistance, intrepid hearts, embolden, and so on. This build has an EFR of 793.8 without offensive guard, and 897.876 with offensive guard. If you want to know what EFR is, or how to calculate it, then I suggest that you go watch my Truth About the Ninja Master Sword video, since I go through all the details there. But how does it compare to the Lunatic Rose? Well, here's the build for just that. Again, the same charm, Agitator 3 with 2 level 3 slots, and the armor pieces are also the same except for the legs. For the armor skills, it also has all the required skills, and almost all the same comfort skills as the Ninja Master Sword build, except for Embolden, which is fine. Embolden isn't an absolute must-have in this kind of build. It also only has attack boost 4, so what about its EFR? Well, this build has an EFR of 879.0012 without offensive guard, and 993.4848 with offensive guard. Hey, guess what? The Lunatic Rose build still does about 10% more damage than the Ninja Master Sword build. So is the Ninja Master Sword really the best weapon for comforts? No, you can make a build that's just as comfy and deals significantly more damage if you switch from the Ninja Master Sword to the Lunatic Rose. How about we finish off this video with 3 more comments. So, if you do not care about having the absolute best SNS in the game, I'm only 18% less efficient and constrained by decorations by using the Ninja Master Sword to cover the affinity and put in a bunch of comfort perks instead? I'm sold. Well, if you actually paid attention to the decorations used in the builds, the Lunatic Rose build only needed 1 expert, 1 tenderizer, and some mastery jewels. Expert, Tenderizer, and Mastery are high-rank decorations, so they should be relatively easy to craft, and you should just make these anyways. They are S-tier decorations. And the Mastery Plus isn't too far into the anomaly grind, especially now. I don't think these decorations are such a big constraint. Also, we just showed how the difference in the amounts of comfort skills you can add by using the Ninja Master Sword is very negligible. 18% less damage on weak points, but 40% more damage to non-weak points. Crazy if you think about it. Well, if you truly thought about it, you should have calculated the EFR of the Lunatic Rose build if you only hit non-weak points. In other words, you can calculate the EFR if you only had 50% affinity instead of 100% affinity. So take the Lunatic Rose build in this video. If it only had 50% affinity, then its EFR is 753.4296 without offensive guard. Now it's about 5% weaker than the Ninja Master Sword build. So to say that the Ninja Master Sword does 40% more damage to non-weak points is ridiculous. I don't know how you got that number. Also, you crit on every body part hit. The test in this vid assumes perfect play, so if you're not trying to be sweaty, Ninja Sword is fine. Now I'll admit, all EFRs that I calculate assume perfect play. So sure, let's assume we play, say, half perfect. So half of the time we are hitting weak points, and the other half we are not. So in our Lunatic Rose build, that means about 75% affinity. So computing the EFR yields 816.2154 without offensive guard. Still stronger than the Ninja Master Sword build. Now, is hitting weak points half the time considered sweaty? I suppose that's a subjective thing, but in general, you should almost always be trying to hit the weak points of a monster. If you are actively not hitting weak points, then you are probably trying to break out hard body parts for farming materials, which is fine if you need a specific material. But the game is usually generous enough with the material drops such that it's usually not necessary to actively break parts. If you are purposely never hitting weak points otherwise, then that's a topic for a different kind of guide, to put it kindly. I know I'm sort of beating a dead horse, but I'll say this one last time. You can use whatever weapon you want and still have plenty of success in your hunts. But the reason why I make these guides is to educate and to help you all become better players of the game. And to me, switching away from the Ninja Master Sword is going to make you a better player. If you want to continue to use the Ninja Master Sword instead of any other really good sword and shield in this game, that's fine. You just need to be honest with yourself. The Ninja Master Sword is a bad weapon. That'll be all for this video. If you have anything else to add, feel free to leave a comment down below. Like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you aren't already subscribed. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.